Alright guys, it's Matt from Finatics here. We got more fish to unbox. I'm playing around with our audio. I've had some complaints that I mumble too much. We'll see how this week turns out. Let's give it a shot. First thing out of the box is platies. These are Bolivian Variatus platies. Very pretty. Very gold with black and even kind of a red tail. Very nice platy for you, nice live bear. Next thing up is very tiny red whiptail cats, or red lizard whiptail cats. These are tank bred, a little on the skinny side. We're gonna have to do some fattening on these guys, but I haven't been able to get them in a while, so I figured I would try them out. I like that little whiptail. They get about 4 inches, maybe just a little bit bigger. Really neat little fish. Norman's Lampicilles. These are a great little nano fish. Nice little shiny bright eyes. That's the lampi designation. The next thing up is Leporinus. I got a bunch of Leporinus in this order. This is Spotted Leporinus granti. I had these a year and a half ago. And it's super cool fish. Really pretty easy going for a Leporinus. You think of Leporinus as being kind of picky and aggressive. They are a schooling fish, but not nearly as picky as some of the other ones that are getting a lot bigger than they do. This is a cool Oto I haven't had before. This is called a red-finned Parotocinclus. A little more expensive than your common Otos. Got a little different pattern to them. Neat looking fish, nice and fat coming in. Some of them are actually pretty good size. Big like the zebra Otos. See, I think I've got some zebra Otos on this order also. Here are some rainbows. Imagine me bringing in rainbows. Absolutely love our rainbows. These are turquoise rainbows. Nice looking fish, nice and big. Smidge more expensive than the last time I had them, but with a big size on them, definitely worth that. Beautiful fish. We have some green laser corys. Some of them are a little bit tiny. These are tank raised. We're judging on the size. Green laser corys. They're on the spendy side, but a really cool, hard to find Cory that I get just about every time I see them. That's first box. Let's see how the second box treats us. First thing out of our second box is Leopard Danios. You know, Danios get kind of a bad rap for being kind of chasey and nippy. In the right situation, they're a great community fish, inexpensive, and lots of movement. So a fun fish to have. Just don't try to put them in with the itty bitty tiny fish or long fin fish. This is a blue jumper cat. I did a little research on this guy before I brought him in, and I quickly forgot everything that I did. This is something I haven't had before. Medium size, not a giant cat. I'm going to bring in any giant cats, but a cool looking, unusual catfish. You know, nothing cooler than catfish than cool catfish. Always got to bring in some of these. These are red Oscars. Reds or tigers? Red Oscars. We got zeroed on tiger Oscars this week. Little guys, but remember they get giant. Don't put them in your little tank and expect to have a place for them when you're done with them. Get them when you got a big tank. Assorted mystery snails. Got some nice colors in there. Just shipped them in water, but it looks like they shipped in just fine. Mystery snails of all colors are always welcome here. Let's see. These are strawberry Leporinus. Another version of Leporinus. I want to look at them and I want to show you guys at the same time. It's not working out well. Strawberry Leporinus, they have some of the spot pattern like those grantis, but they've got red fins. Sometimes they really color up. I'm very excited to see what those do. Those are a tank raised batch, but kind of small, but they look really good and fat. I'll show you that. Let's go to more corys. This is false Julies, or the Trilineatus corys. False Julies and Julies look a lot the same, but the Trilineatus are easy to keep and easy to get. The true Julies are not, so we bring in the Trilineatus, except for once in a while we'll see the others. These are Silvertip Tetras. Of course, all our Tetras on the Tetra special. Buy 4 more, get 25% off. At the low cost of hitting that sub button right down there on your right hand side of your screen. Next thing up is some more Leopardinus. These are the Octomaculata's, which sounds like 8 color or 8 stripe or 8 spot. Not sure. Anyway, long and short is another cool smaller Leopardinus. There's another fish with 1 letter difference that's supposed to be even smaller yet. But those are a couple of wonderful, unusual tank bred Leopardinus for this week. And that's it for our first 2 boxes. Alrighty, 2 more boxes. They'll be 3 and 4. You can track at home. First thing out is silver dollars. Haven't had any baby silver dollars in a while. Ordered some a couple weeks back that didn't really make it. Well, they just didn't ship but about 3 of them. These are very nice looking small silver dollars. Reasonable price. Here's something I've only got a few times in the last couple of years. They're kind of specialty because they'll run into things and take bites out of them. These are a Mexican blind cavefish, and really and truly they have no eyes. Kind of a fun little novelty, but it's tough to find stuff that goes well with them. Let's see, Cardinal Tetra is a must. Sold the last of those yesterday, so now we have a whole nother batch. Let's see, Colombian this time. So, more Colombian cardinals. They ship us the different types of cardinals, pretty much mixed interchangeably. The same fish. Priscilla Tetras. More of our Tetras for our Tetra special. Priscillas are actually a estuary, or not estuary, but a confluence fish where 2 rivers come together. So they actually tolerate change like water temperature and chemistry a little better than average. They're nice little sweet Tetra. Got some bettas this week. No fancy bettas, but some really nice crown tails and veils. Some reds and blues there so far. Inexpensive bettas continue to be available. We're still hoping that we'll be able to get some of those fancies here pretty soon. Here's our great big elephant nose. Already ordered a couple of these guys, came in really big though. About half again bigger than the last batch. Elephant nose, of course, are electric fish. Here's another one. They root around in the substrate looking for worms and stuff. Use their electric proboscis to echolocate things and occasionally irritate other fish. Pretty good in the community. If you really want to do them, great. Put them in a huge tank with a big bunch of them. A few people do that, but if you do, you're rewarded by a really cool fish. Then next thing up is tiger gobies. Sold the last of these just the other day. Tiger gobies are super cool. They actually say you can do those with shrimp. Little tiny goby, well, about 1.5 to 2 inches. And they kind of do the mottle color like the sand. Sometimes they can be hard to see, but definitely worth looking for because they're really cute. One more crown tail. He's a multicolored one. Reds, blues, pinks, very cute. Let's see, we have giant bluewood vampire shrimp. Ran out of these a while back. Remember these guys, when they say giant, they mean they get up to about 6 inches. About twice as big as a Singapore. Very easy going, despite the name of vampire. They only call them that because of the way they hold their claws. But very easy going, good for a community tank. Won't bother anybody and big enough not to be bothered. In this box we have some more bettas. I'll grab those off the top. More veil bettas here. Looks like blues and reds. Got purple and blue on that one. Very nice. Next thing up we have our old flagtail Prosciotus. Came out a little bit small. Actually not as small as I expected. Good price on these guys. Remember a Prosciotus like these can get 12 inches. They're a big Charson or a Tetra type. If you want them in a school, you need a really big tank because they will beat on each other in small numbers. Get 6 or 10 of them in a huge tank, and that won't be a problem. Got some Fruity Pebbles here. That's his glow skirts. We're just about out of those guys, so we've got some more for you. Another Cory. These are the orange lasers, not to be mistaken for the green lasers. They are a very cool laser Cory, a little different color than the greens and about half as expensive. Super nice and big size. Looks like I got some more rainbows here. What are these? These are Finatics Emerald Green Rainbow. About 3 pairs of those guys. Perhaps my favorite rainbow of all the rainbows, which, if you know me, is a really hard thing to say because I think I've never met a rainbow that I don't like. That's it for these 2 boxes. So if you're counting at home, we have 4 boxes down, 3, 4, 6 to go. Here we go with boxes 5 and 6. Barry's getting a workout today. I got a little nuts this week on the fish order, but they just had so much good stuff I couldn't lay off. And we're filling up that room, that extra room we put together. Oh wow, this is a cool fish. We don't stock these, we bring them in on special order. These are pipe fish. They require live food to do well with them. I don't have any live brine shrimp right now. We do have blackworms, they won't take that. Sometimes they'll take itty bitty tiny guppies or like shrimp, itty bitty shrimp fry or shrimplets or scuds or something like that. Super cool fish, related to the seahorse. This is some tiny Siamese algae eaters. Look good and fat, just really small. Siamese algae eaters, of course, are one of the few fish that actually do eat a variety of different algae, like hair algae and blackbeard. Let's see, we have a half a dozen electric blue corys. Big on these guys, nice size. Thought they creeped up in price just a little bit. I'll have to double check that with the size. Perhaps double the size they were the last couple times we got them. Here's some more platies. These platies are called coral blue. Of course, that's that kind of gray, smoky color on the front. So they look pretty gold. It doesn't look coral blue at all. But it's a platy. Good looking fish. There's some blackbears. Blue rams. Lots of blue in this box. This is German blue rams. Sometimes you see them just called blue rams, which is just German blue rams, or sometimes that means they're wild blue rams, which are a bit more drab than your standard, your more common German blue rams. Here's earth eater. These are red-top papayos. One of my favorite earth eaters. Got a great color pattern to them. Most earth eaters going to get in the 8 to 12 inch range. 8 inches is pretty much an assured. 12 inches are exceptional for species related. These guys are great, relatively community fish. Kind of same as like these angels here. Got some Gol Pearlscales. Paid a little extra for the pearly sides. It's hard to catch the difference in the bag, but that means they got the nice shiny silver size or extra shiny. So always good shiny. Next thing up is some blue angels. Call them cobalt blue zebras. They just have blue. In the bag they look silver, but we'll see how well they color up in the tank. Nice looking fish. That much extra. So that was worth that. Here we have some more platies. Some red platies. A lot like a red swordtail. They don't have a swordtail. That's because they're technically the same fish, plus or minus the sword. And that's it for this little box. So let's get into the next one here. Box number 16. Yeah. There's some more rams. These are Bolivian rams. It's more of a wild variety of ram. Let's see if we can get that going. This side would be better. The Bolivian rams, of course, are actually not a ram at all. They're Microgeophagus altoponosa. Let's see, a couple bettas in here, at least one. Another veil. Lots of veils and crowns for this week. Next thing up is Xenophilus hilari, marigold swordtails. Those guys are just like a platy, except they have a swordtail. Lots of live bears this week. Now, Twig Cat. That's Farlowella Twig or common twig cat. And we have Horseface Loaches. Yes, you are. I love Horseface Loaches. Remember, they get to about 8 inches. They do like to be in groups. They will disappear down in your sand, and then you'll see one little face sticking up. Then you get to digging around, and up they pop. It's very fun fish, relatively easy going. All right, here's something I've never had. This is Glo Barbs. They were available from a supplier I trust, so I decided to give them a chance. Looks like they came in green and purple. Pink, however you want to call that. Nice looking fish. So there are glow barbs. Fruity pebbles in a different sort. Next thing up is more swordtails. I picked up lots of live bears this week. These are the green swordtails. Nice looking fish. They're closer to the wild coloration. I actually think the green swordtails are very handsome fish. Next is a baby monster. These are Apollo sharks. Look kind of like a bala shark at this size, but when they get bigger, they got a much different body shape. They are small enough to go in a tank, a very, very large tank, as opposed to bala sharks. Nice, silvery, fast fish. Very cool. I have them in 180 to stand for a while. They look really neat like that. Next up is some more barbs. These are gold barbs. About a 3-inch barb, not huge, not tiny. Probably want at least a 3-foot tank for those guys for a nice cool event. And last in this box is some harlequins. Harlequins oftentimes get referred to as a tetra, but they're in the Rasbora family. Rasbora is usually referred to Asiatic fish that look kind of like a tetra. And that's it for this little box. Alright, here we go with box number 7. First thing out, we got a Nandus leaffish. That's an Asian leaffish, a little different than your South American or your African, a little less leaf looking. Those guys have to have live food. Every once in a while you can get them to eat prepared food, but prepare yourself for live food if you're going to get one of those. Blackworms usually work fine. Next thing up is sunset honey grommies. They come in kind of yellow to start with, but then they get more orange, like their tails are there, as they get a little bigger. Nice dwarf grommy. Up in next, yellowfin Celsius. Nice size on these, about twice as big as the last batch I got of these. These are the yellowfin pink-tailed Celsius as opposed to your regular pink-tailed Celsius. Nice big scales on them, super cool schooling tetrafish actually. We got some plecos in here. This is an L66 white king tiger or king tiger pleco. Nice size on them. We got in some 333s last week. They were a quarter that size. These are similar, very similar fish, but the L66 is the designation. Both of them come from the River Jingo. And overlapping territory. Apparently, scientifically, they're two different fish. Really hard to tell the difference. Let's see, another pleco. This is a Goldie pleco, the L14. L14 is a sunshine pleco or a Goldie pleco, one of my favorites. You get about 10 inches or a foot, kind of an omnivore. Neat background on them with a green and white spots, yellow fins. Really beautiful fish. More plecos still. This is apparently my pleco box. These are marble sailfin plecos. Remember, these guys get about a foot. They're a decent algae-eating pleco, but they'll outgrow a small tank. Definitely want a bigger tank for those guys. Next up is some clown loaches. It's been hard to get lately. Tried several different routes to get clown loaches. Here we got some landed for you. These are a medium-ish clown loach. Decent fat bodies on those, though. They look pretty good. One little bit left in this box. This is a little veil, maybe a purple blue. Pretty little guy. And some more fruity pebbles. These are the Glo-Danios. Glo-Danios, of course, genetically modified glowfish. Another pink-tailed Celsius. It's quite as big as the first one. Should be a couple more of those guys in here. We've got a half a dozen. Yeah. Box finishes it out with pink-tailed Celsius. Alrighty, let's see if we can get through this order. Sometimes I wish I'd ordered less fish just because it's taking me less time to unbox. Extra blackworms this week because we were shorted last week. Apparently supplier had a problem with their fridge. Glad they didn't let them all die. Looks like they came in nice. Enough to get us through. We've been trying to back up about an extra week on our blackworms to make sure we'd never run out for you guys, even through shortages. And that worked for us last week. This is ghost shrimp. Got a nice supply on ghost shrimp. Right now we have some dragon puffers that are eating ghost shrimp and not a lot else, so we're keeping extra stock on that. That's everything for that box. Let's bounce through this box and see what we got. These big boxes are mostly pond stuff and feeders, so it should go pretty quick. We have Some water lettuce and some water hyacinths. Apparently they threw them all in the same box. Bigger than the last time. They actually look really good, which is great because we're not out. And it is important that we have those floating plants for you guys. Looks like some pond fish. These are agans. Agan koi, about 3-inch version. Some are a little bit spotty. They're the domestics, so they're a little less expensive than the last batch we had. And some these aren't pond plants, these are regular plants. We've got a couple different things in here. Let's pop that open and see what we got. First thing up is some apons. This is, which apon was it? I forget. I'll have to look it on the invoice, but we'll get it on the video for you. Really nice looking plants, big bulbs and really nice fully grown out bulb plants on top. Here's some more apons. Apparently I ordered a couple different ones. This is a Bovitis or Bolivius, or I always pronounce it wrong. Again, we'll have the spelling out for you. And then we got some potted dwarf baby tears. Look pretty decent. Dwarf baby tears, of course. CO2 loving ground cover. Super cool if you can get them going. And then I had somebody asking me if I had any of these, so I went ahead and picked them up because I hadn't for a while. These are the crispus bulbs. Or criniums, not crispus, excuse me, crinium bulbs. Nice. And that. And here we have some feeders. Feeders came in a little bit rough. Let's see how many of those made the trip, but we got feeder comments in. Last thing in this box is more koi. This looks like those 3-inch koi like we sold out of last week. So we got ramping back up on our pond fish there. Last box. We have Paleatus corys. Nice looking Paleatus corys there. Bunch of feeder guppies. Been going through a ton of feeder guppies. Got a couple special orders this week. There's 100, a couple more 100 in there. Remember, if you need feeder guppies in large quantity, let me know ahead of time. We'll get a discount. These are Panda Corys. Nice looking Panda Corys for this week. Here's some shrimp. We got red Rilis. Really, we got red Rilis. If you don't mind the shrimp one. Looks like some of them are buried. Nice. Looks like snails. Got a bunch of snails here. Look at this. Smells like somebody didn't make the trip. But overall, they look pretty good. These are zebra neorites. Nice neorite for you. And then that would probably make these the big trapdoor snails. Let's see how big they are. Usually they come in huge, and sure enough, do not disappoint. That is a huge trapdoor snail. Nice for the ponds. Next up is red crystal shrimp. I doubled down on those. We still have a few in stock. We've been having a hard time keeping up on our stock on that, so we're bringing in a little extra on those to make sure they have them for you. Let's see, more shrimp. This is a Amano shrimp. And I've got a good stock on Amanos, got a little ahead on those, which is awesome because we go through a ton of Amano shrimp. Good size on those. More feeder guppies. And let's see. Oh, these are plecos. These are the long-fin blue-eyed plecos. I like having the bushy nose. I like having those guys in. I've got one of those in my display tank, and people are always asking about them. Long-fin blue-eyed plecos, good size on those, really good. Here we've got some more shrimp. Oh yeah, that's right. Brought in yellow rice shrimp. They're neocoridna. They're not a Davidii, I don't believe, but they will interbreed with them. Easier shrimp to take care of than a crystal. A little bit more touchy than your regular Davidii or your cherry shrimp, in my experience. Let's see. One more thing of plecos. These are the regular fin blue-eyed plecos. Nice size on these guys too. Biggest complaint when I get the blue-eyed bushy nose is that they have a tendency to come in smaller than I expect them to, and then they don't always acclimate well. These guys came in nice and big and fat. They ought to be great. That's it for this order, guys.